So growing up on a farm, a lot of people don't get to experience that. My dad experienced it. He got to live on a farm. And he told me when he went to basic training that it was easy because he said farm boys were raised pretty tough. He said when they got to basic training, it wasn't really that hard. What was your recollection? How tough did being on a farm make you?
Well, it makes you tough because you have duties that you have to do. You're expected to do anyway.
What was the hardest thing that you had to do on the farm? The thing that wore you out the most?
I'd say probably I was driving a tractor pulling a machine that cut the grain and made bundles out of it. And I was driving the tractor, and that was pretty touchy. Be just right on it all the time.
You had to get the timing right, huh?
Had to get the timing right. Yeah.
What kind of tractor do you remember?
Well, it was Fordson, I believe.
And I'm sure there was a lot of equipment to take care of and repair and maintain.
Yeah, you had to maintain that equipment.
Was your grandpa pretty handy?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, a farmer had to be pretty handy in those days.
Had to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
What was the first schooling that you can remember? Where'd you go to school?
Went to school in Piedmont, Kansas.
And did you have the same teacher all the way through like some of them did?
No, we had a woman teacher in the first to second grade. I can't remember her name now.
Was she tough?
No, she was very nice, as I recall, yeah.
When you were growing up, I'm sure you had to be at a young age when the Great Depression took place. What do you remember about it?
I don't remember about the Great Depression because it was just the way things were, and you just went along with it. And
so it didn't affect you that much?
No.
Yeah. And I guess living on a farm, you got to provide anyway, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So it was just an average year, a couple of years for you. You just tended to what you did, always had food on the table.
Yes.
Okay. And what was the surrounding area around you? A lot of farms shared what they grew. Some of them had meat on their farms, the cows, others had grain. Did y'all share a lot with neighbors?
Well, we shared because the farmers would come to one farm and help with the grain threshing machine. And then you were expected to go help the other fellow too. And so that's the way it worked around the neighborhood.
And that's how you got to know your neighbors too, right?
Well, yeah, you get to know the neighbors a little bit that way.
Yeah. What'd y'all do for fun?
Can't think of anything we did for fun.
It wasn't all work, was it?
Well, it seemed like it was all work. I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Long days.
Long days.
Then go to bed early and get up and work again, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Did you have a lot of neighborhood young kids that you would go hang out with or go play tag or whatever with?
No, not much. We were separated farm to farm, so we didn't have many kids to play with.
Mm-hmm. Of course, no TV.
No TV.
But y'all had radio?
Radio, yeah.
Yeah, those old big porch radios or what?
Yeah, my older sister had graduated from high school, and in those days, if you were a senior in high school, there was a special curriculum you took as your senior, then you could teach grade school. And so that's what she did. And as soon as she made a little money, she bought a radio for the folks.
Right.
There's an old radio with two knobs.
Yeah. Big battery too.
Yeah, oh yeah, big.
My dad described it almost like a big car battery. That a big battery.
Yeah, that's so.
Yeah, that's big
Yeah,
compared till today.
yeah.
When did you make the move? After you went to the grammar school and you got to the age where you were getting old enough to be in the war. What happened from that point? Do you recall how you got in and what transpired to get you to that point?
Well, just regular schoolwork in the high school, and the war come along, and when I was a junior and a senior in high school, the war was on, and so we were expecting that that's what we were going to have to do when we got out of high school. So as soon as I graduated, I had already signed up to go.
And you went into the Air Force.
Yes.
Was that something you always wanted to do? Had you had flying lessons or anything before?
I didn't have any flying lessons, but a fella come along one time and in an old airplane, and he landed in a pasture. And we all went out there and looked at it. He was going to Wichita, and the weather didn't look too good ahead where he was going, so he landed where we waited a while.
Wow.
And that's what got me interested in airplanes.
So that one moment where you saw that, did you see him actually land?
I don't recall whether I saw him land or not.
But the plane captivated you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And that's when you decided, hey, I want to fly airplane.
Yeah.